All right, Brent Porcio. This is a really exciting testimonial because it's another, which I don't have many of them. It's another Louisiana guy, which obviously Top Velocity is Louisiana, but we just don't get them. So finally, though, I think the last Louisiana testimonial was Mitchell Seawald, who I haven't heard from Mitchell in forever. I think he fell off the face of the earth. So hopefully you won't be another Mitchell Seawald. What's going on, Connor?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Good. So congratulations, man. This is exciting. So let's just kind of get started to get people to know who you are. Talk about why you guys came in here. This is when we were in the old facility, but talk about why you came here. Like, why did you want to come to Top Velocity? What did you hear about it before? How did you hear about us? Why did you come here?
Well, when I was in my junior year, I was looking for something to help me get where I wanted to be as far as velocity wise and actually health wise, because I my sophomore year and everything before that, I was always getting hurt and I didn't know why. It was either my body wasn't developed yet or doing wrong things. And so I started looking online of what programs to do, and I saw that Top Velocity was the best program to do, and so I just took a chance, and it ended up working out for me. So
Did you know it? I was here in Mandeville, or were you like, oh
I
crap,
did
he's in
actually,
Mandeville?
yeah, I did not actually. Actually, I thought it was going to be like another, place where I have to go like 3 hours away to go, and I was like, oh shoot! And then all of a sudden, I saw it was in Mandeville. I was like, oh, that's a easy drive. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
Well, that's awesome, man. So I never forget when you came in, met your dad. Your dad's a hoot, right? Your
yeah,
old man.
oh
Got to
yeah,
love your old man.
oh yeah, it's something else.
We still talk every now and then, but man, when you first came in, I swear we were talking once a week. And I have to give it to you. Your dad was pretty skeptical of me in the beginning. He was trying me out in every way possible. But I mean, the best thing about you guys is both of y'all really trusted me eventually and stayed the course. So kind of talk about your experience when you came to camp. Like, what was the experience at camp when you were here?
I mean, to me, it was very personalized. It like each person had, gotten measured in different aspects as far as mobility and uh, physically, like strong wise. And so I thought it was pretty cool to, actually be hands on with someone. Usually, when you go to a program, they're like, okay, here's a program, now go do it. And it felt very personable and with going to the camps, and I felt like I learned a lot more, especially it's almost like a feel of competing with people, because with the camp you have so many kids to compete with, and it just shows you like how far ahead or how far behind or where you are in that pack. And that's what I felt. It was pretty cool about it.
Cool. And do you remember how hard you threw in camp?
Yeah, I topped out at 86.
Okay, so 86 in camp, which is pretty good. And I saw that you had good size even then. But I mean, how do you remember how much you weighed?
I was probably around like 195, 200 maybe. Probably maybe a little bit less.
Yeah, I think you were probably close to 200, maybe just under. And then so you made big gains there. So before we get into where you are, I mean, do you remember your vertical jump and all that back then?
I think my vertical was probably like a 22 or 24 or something like that. Something horrible. It was really bad. I just remember that. And then my linear was, okay. It wasn't too great. And so, I mean, and then everything else was just average, like lifting and everything like that.
So what'd you take out of the camp? I mean, when you left, where were you like, okay, I really need to focus on this? What did you take out of it?
Really, I focused on power, like power from the lower half and mobility. Mobility was a big thing for me, and I think really power is a big thing for everyone. So, but that was a big thing for me also.
What did you think of all the Olympic training? Had you done any Olympic lifting before you came?
No, no. I remember getting into it, and I was so frustrated every time I went to go do something. I was like, okay, I'm not doing this right, and I remember calling you and Steven, and I mean, it's just like an everyday thing. Like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah,
And
you were
yeah.
frustrated a lot in the beginning.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it's something to get used to, but I mean, it's worth it in the end. And I loved it. Like I began, like for me, it was once you get into it, once you start enjoying like the process of it, it's so much easier. And that's the way it was for me. Is like every day I would be happy to go do power cleans. I was happy to get that rep, that PR, and it was just awesome. So I enjoyed it a lot, and I still enjoy it. So
That's exciting, man. So let's talk about where you are now. You're at Meridian College, junior college in Mississippi,
yes, sir.
and talk about your numbers now. I mean, how long this has been? When did you come to camp? A year ago?
Yes, sir. A year ago.
So talk
So I
about where
came
your
in my
number.
junior summer, and then now it's about almost 2 years.
Oh,
About a year
almost 2 years.
now.
Yeah, because you're a freshman. Okay, you're a freshman, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So talk about where you are now. Talk about what measurements you know. Talk about your lifts. Talk about what really is improved, and then go and finish with your ball speed. Where is your ball speed?
See, everything improved for me. As soon as I started doing the program, everything went up as far as like my power clean went up. Now it's at like 245, 250. My squat is around 400 and 405. And then my ball speed is now like usually in games I sit 91, 92, and I'll touch 93. I'll sometimes probably touch 94. I don't even know yet, but mainly I'll sit in the upper 80s, low 90s, and then everything else is just my mobility got a lot better. So I mean I'm doing good as far as everything else. Oh, and not my power clean, my bench got better. I think that was the biggest thing for me. As soon as I got my upper body stronger, it felt so much easier. And as
Yeah.
far as pain wise, nothing was there. So
Yeah, I mean, that's big. I mean, we make the emphasis on the legs up front, but then we eventually do really emphasize the upper body strength.
yeah.
We just don't want to do that backwards, you know. We want the legs first. Well, man, that's amazing. So what was it like when you started becoming a 90s pitcher? What changed?
It became for me. It's all about recovery now because I mean, once you become in low 90s, it's a lot harder to recover, easy like quicker. So right now, that's what I've been focused on mainly. I mean, because once 90s, like once the low 90s came for me, it was just kind of easy to pitch with it and like be able to throw and stuff like that. And but the biggest thing is recovery. I mean, I've had trouble lately with trying to recover because it's so much on my body. But
It's huge. Yeah, it's tough, and you need to get into more
oh yeah,
nutrition. You know, focusing on nutrition, focusing on sleep. That's the hardest thing for you guys when you start throwing in the 90s is it's hard to eat right all the time, specifically
yeah,
when you're on the road and you never, you know, you're being dropped off at fast food joints,
oh yeah.
and
It's
your sleep is
all I
off
ever.
because you know you got craziness around the college. So that's the piece, man. If you can really knock out your nutrition and your sleep, that helps so much, man.
Yep.
Well, good. So, I mean, just two pitching wise. I mean, what's it like pitching mid 80s to pitching low 90s? I mean, how does the game change?
It moves a lot faster. It's so much. I felt it was so much easier to like once you get like mid 80s. Yeah, you can sometimes throw it by some people in high school, but once you get to college, it's not so easy. But even low 90s is not easy. But it felt so much easier as far as okay, they can't catch up with a high fastball in if it's low 90s compared to mid 80s. So it feels so much easier to pitch around with it, and it just if it's really good for me. Like I've always wanted to throw hard, and that was my goal ever since I was a kid. So now that I do it, it's pretty cool. But I'm not stopping here. I mean, I'm only going to go up. So.
Yeah, man, you know, kudos to you. A lot of the work's in you. I mean, you never quit. I mean, I think that was the point I never forget I made to your dad. Your dad's like, really? He's going to throw in the 90s with this program? And I was like, yeah. He goes, well, why doesn't everybody do that? And I said, because not everybody can do the program. Most people quit.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, really? Most people quit? I'm like, yep, you'll see. And I think that's the one thing that your dad held on to. You know, well, hopefully he doesn't quit. Let's see if this works. If he sticks to this program, then he's going to get 90 based on what I was saying. So to see you stick it out was really fulfilling for me because I knew it was going to happen, man. It always happens. And I mean, so what was the challenges for you to stick it out? I mean, what convinced you to even though you were getting so frustrated, just to keep pushing through it, you know?
Well, to me, I mean, even though it was a lot, I mean, it was hard because the first few months is basically learning the technique of it and everything like that. And that's the hardest part. Once you get that, it's so easy. It's like, it's just about pushing your body. But no, I mean, what pushed me is because I was always raised to never quit, and unless it ended up hurting you. But for me, it was just I felt always every day I felt stronger, and every day I felt like the need to try to get a better number and stuff like that. So I just kept going and going and going, and even though it got hard, I just felt like, okay, it's going to help me in the long run. Like I trusted the program, I trusted everything that you said, and once you have trust, I feel like that's like the key to actually keep on going, and that's what helped me. So
That's true, man. Coach Hatch, that was the best advice he gave me. He said the best way to have success with your training program is to get guys to commit. Once they commit, they're going to be successful, and that's it, man. And you just got to get to that place where you trust and you say, this is it. I got to work hard. And dude, that's what you did. I think that's the best thing about your story is you were a guy that had a lot going for you, and all you needed was this push and this routine and this regimen, and you needed the work ethic, and you put it all in, man, and you're having great success with it. And it's always trying to make it better. I mean, you'll never be in a position where you're trying to make it better. But I mean, look how much success you've had. You went, a mid 80s guy to a low to maybe soon a mid 90s guy, and now you put yourself from, hoping you play junior college baseball to now a good chance of playing top level college ball or even professional baseball one day.
Yes, sir.
Are you? Have you been getting any offers or any interest from any professional organizations?
Not in professional, but a lot of D1s have been talking to me about walk-ons. But as far as because it's since I've only been here a year, that's the only reason they're offering that. But I think after next year, I'll have a few like real offers. And but lately, I've been getting an offer from Nichols State about going there, but I think that I want to wait it out another year and see what else I get. So,
Have you definitely committed to where you're going to go next year?
I'm not really committed yet because I don't know. I mean, the season just ended. I don't want to I don't want to get rid of my options as far as because I don't know yet because they can't talk to me until the season's over. But really, I think I'm going to go to Delgado because I think junior college for another year would be best for me as far as getting exposure and getting seen by other colleges.
Like I said, that's my alma mater. Great coach, Coach Sherman over there. That's a great school, but so is Meridian. Meridian's a good college. How did y'all fare against Delgado? Y'all still in the same conference?
No, actually, Delgado moved up, so they're D1 and we're D2 JUCO. So.
Okay. Well, Delgado's the place to go, man. It's a great school, great baseball. So
yeah, it would be nice to be home. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And then hopefully maybe Tulane, maybe LSU. Where would you want to go?
I've really been dreaming about going to Tulane and play. Tulane I've always watched them since I was a kid. My mom always used to take me to the games, so I really want to play there eventually.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Definitely, I get to watch you more. That'd be cool, man.
Yep.
Well, we'll shoot for that. I guess you need to do is you need to reach out to Jack Crescent, go play for the Knights. He's got a lot of pull over there.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Anything last words you want to say to those out there that are going to be watching this, that are probably where you were 2 years ago? Want to get better, want to become a '90s pitcher. Like, what advice do you give to those guys?
My advice is just to trust the process. I mean, that's my biggest thing. And like, if you trust what this program will give you, I mean, if you trust this program, it will give you what you want. And I think that once you go through all the hard times of, getting used to all the lifting and stuff like that, and I promise you it'll work. I mean, it worked for me. It worked for anyone else.
Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. You're a great testimonial. I know I've been wearing you out to get this testimonial off. I appreciate you doing it, man. And when you hit 96, 97, we're going to do it again. So
yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it.
Hang on the line. I'm going to kill the interview.